everyone, it's Linda from LyndaCreates. This week I have a cross stitch mainly, but added some other stitching in there and painted the background. I made the pattern online. I took a photo of our motorhome and turned it into a cross stitch pattern online, and then I cross-stitch the whole thing, and it's going to be, by the time you see this, it was a Christmas gift for my boyfriend. It is of our motorhome. So I hope you enjoy it. Take a look at it and let me share how I made this. So I have been working on this cross-stitch design that I made from a photo of our RV, and I'm doing it as a Christmas gift for my boyfriend. It's a white RV on a, let me show you. Yeah, unique, isn't it? Anyway, it's a white stitching. You can see that. Now, it's a white on a light background. And I just want to say, I thrifted this Aida cloth, and I see why it was thrifted. It has this stripe, a lighter stripe going across it, and then a darker color here. So the good part is that the RV is going to take up the light area, so you really won't notice too much of a difference. But I wanted to put a background on it, so I pulled out my Inktense paints again, and I'm going to add some background to it, just a little. So what I had to do was, first I had to start off to do some of the stitching. I didn't go too close to the edges yet, but I marked off, once I got the start of it, I kind of marked off a little bit of where the sky will start, where the ground will start, where the front and where the back. I counted it out, so I have an idea, because I can stitch over that, but I don't want to paint after I put down the white stitches. So I'm very carefully going to add some color, some atmosphere, some landscape to it without touching the white stitching that I have all in this area. So I'm going to try to do it carefully. And I tested some colors. So this is kind of the coloring I want to do. Some blue sky, green trees, and some dirt on the bottom. Now the top line will be right along there. Okay, so there's my sky area. So I'm using the lid of my Inktense palette. So I wanted a very light blue wash. Again, I'm trying to be really careful not to get it down into the where the white stitching is. Okay. Also want to get some green. So just kind of like looking like trees in the background slightly. And I don't know if you can see, I put a little pencil mark to kind of show where the ground is going to start. And I have to be careful because the water is starting to come to where the edge of my white stitching is, so I don't want to add too much more water. What I can do to prevent that is to, I put a paper towel down behind it, and what I'm trying to do is stop the spread of the water. I just don't want it to get to the where I've stitched already. So basically, bottom's going to be about here. So I think I'll stop there. I could always add more, but the main thing again is that it doesn't, and you can see it's just soaking straight up. I kept it way far away from that, but to keep it from spreading is I'm going to use my heat gun and start drying it. So there's a color outline. Should come, the top of the RV should come to about here, the bottom to about here, and then the wheels will sit down here. Front should be, I think my mark is about here. Back is roughly about here, I believe. So this discoloration, this where it was wet, will be covered by stitches. My suggestion, I didn't realize it would bleed this much. This color, I don't know if you can see, there's a light tan bleed, actually came from the fabric and not from any ink. That I didn't expect. So you see a little bit of discoloration over here. I think I stopped it in time so it didn't affect the white of the RV stitching that I did, but I'm just going to keep working. So let me start stitching again. I've been drying it to make sure color stops spreading. So I just am playing with it. It's really a test to see how the Inktense works on this fabric. I'm going to let it dry, but again, I wanted to give it a little atmosphere, and then the stitches will take care of the solid picture. So just wanted to share that. This was a very, very controlled piece, so it was very different than what I was used to, and all I kept thinking about was how after the cross stitch part was done, I wanted to go wild on it, which technically it's an RV or motorhome, so there's nothing too wild, but I wanted to add some fibers to make it look like ground. This is kind of what I'm thinking. I'm going to have to do some couching to get everything to sit downwards on it. Let me pull back just a little bit. So I'm thinking I'll do some groundwork, and I wanted to share this part of it. I am using some vintage fibers. Isn't that beautiful? And I had to cut the lavender parts off because I didn't want to use the lavender parts. And then this is the other green that I'm using here. And there's a little bit of a maroon color that I cut off. So I'm going to try to carefully stitch this down. I also have, oops. So I'm kind of using specialty eyelash fibers to add kind of the wild grassy look. So we'll see how that goes, and that's what I wanted to share. So let me prep that and get started. You could see the front part, and now I'm going to come in with the back part there. Now it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. It could look like it's up a hill a little bit. I might do it like that. So again, I'm going to do the different layers. let's start. Again, I'm going to cut it flat. Okay, so there's, it shows it slightly at a, like a hillside. So I'll trim it down because I don't want these fibers to be in front of the RV edge. Well, that's done now. I like the way how the wild grasses are not a straight line behind it. Let me pull back just a little bit more so that it shows there's some hillside in the background. Again, the Inktense colors, I just love how it's so subtle and soft. And there is our little motorhome. And I will find a frame or mount it somehow. I'm not sure yet, but this is going to be my Christmas gift for my boyfriend. So thank you so much for watching. Please be sure and visit my website, LyndaCreates.com. That's Lynda with the Y, for more inspiration, but also to direct you to other resources that I have, my YouTube and Pinterest. Please check it out. By the time you're watching this, it's after Christmas, so hope you had a happy holiday, and thank you so much. I will see you in my next video. Bye!